they've got a little swagger, and if you keep winning, obviously they're playing Stuart Cramer tonight. They're going to win that game, but they still have to play Kings Mountain and South Point too. So you could look, anything could happen now in this Big South Conference. Obviously, we're talking about just Kings Mountain and South Point tonight, but you've got to look. You got to look at, losing last week the way Crest did. Number one, it was a heartbreaker. You're ahead 3.5 quarters of the game, really more than that. You lose it there at the end, the way they did. That's a tough way to go. But the thing about it, you played at South Point, you had them on the ropes. I mean, you pretty much stopped them the entire, like for most of the game. Obviously, you got to do it the entire game. That's a good thing to build on if you have to go back.
And Shannon, if they had just made those first 2 extra points after the touchdowns, they would have been victorious.
They'd have won if it would have played out the way it did. But you also got to look at the defense. I know there at the end, South Point was 3rd and long, and they get a tip ball. Now you got the first down, or get a pass with the tip ball, get a first down, and then you got Bleak. I think either the next play or 2 plays later, he take it off right down the middle of the field.
70-yard quarterback sneak.
Yeah, and it's one of those things that, that's a weapon South Point has. Don't get me wrong. Now, he's legit. I mean, he is legit, a really good quarterback.
And that is typical South Point.
Yeah, he's the one. You got to count for all 4 there in the backfield, and obviously including quarterback. But yeah, tonight, I don't think it'll be a blowout either way down at Kings Mountain. I think Kings Mountain will win. Just for the fact that they're more physical. They've got Armstrong playing quarterback now, who is talking about Kings Mountain, who has, he's a big kid. He's a linebacker, or he played linebacker before. I don't know if he still plays it now, but he's their quarterback. You've got some big receivers. Kings Mountain is very fast in the secondary. That's going to pose some problems for South Point. And again, anything could happen. But I look for Crest to win that one tonight, about a 28-24 type of ball game, 27-24, somewhere around there. But again, it's one of those things. If you can, but South Point's different this year. They've got a passing game.
That's the surprising thing about them.
And that's going to be, can you stop the run? All right, we stopped the run, but then they scored on the passes. They scored or they can score on a touchdown pass or throw a pass and score. So
and if you're like Crest and you defended the pass, then they come back to the old South Point up the middle.
Yeah, and that's a mark of a good team. You got the weapons to do that, and then go ahead and do it. But it's going to be a fun game down there. The Big South, I think this year, the top 4 teams
balance.
Yeah, this is probably as good as it's been in that conference with those 4 teams in a long time, because normally it was either Crest or Kings Mountain, or and then South Point every now and then. But now you got to throw again. If you have not seen Ashbrook play, that's one of those teams. Good night, they are big, and that's if they can figure out the quarterback, and if he can start throwing the ball down the field in this new offense they have, they're going to be dangerous.
But Shannon, here's a prediction: it's not the last time these teams will face one another. Somewhere in the playoffs, you may see a South Point Kings Mountain.
Yeah.
You may see a Ashbrook Crest or a Crest South Point. These teams are too good not to advance past the first round and see conference competition come back into play.
Yeah, and like last year, Crest had the number 1 seed in the 3A, and I'm trying to remember, I know they played Statesville. And they beat Statesville maybe the first or second round, but then had to come out and play West Charlotte. Then had to play Dudley. I'm like, well, daggum, you're the first place seed, or you're the top seed in the West, and you pretty much got Murderer's Row that you're having to play. So being that number 1 seed isn't always a good thing. The competition could be tough. I say that because Hickory's probably going to be the number 1 seed here in the West.
Yes.
Hickory or Dudley, either one. But you've got these 4 teams down here. Hey, they can play ball. And they can come down there, and again, I don't want to harp on Ashbrook by any means, but man, if I see them coming in and I've got a pretty good team like Dudley was last year coming into Crest, it's like, hey, gum. They were so good. If it's just physical and had speed all over the field, you could see one of these 4 teams in the Big South go to Hickory, or I'm not saying they will, but they could go to Hickory or Dudley, second round, maybe third round,
and
pull off an upset and just everybody's like, oh gosh, where'd they come from? Well, we've seen them play. We knew what they had. So I think that's going to be. I know we're talking playoffs and that's a few weeks away, but still, I think we've got some good teams down here that can make some noise and ruin some Thanksgivings and Christmases, if you will, around here.
Well, earlier we had Hickory and East Lincoln.
Yeah.
And not disparaging East Lincoln, but at that particular time of the season, they weren't up to play in Hickory at the level that they would have played them last year.
Right.
And so Hickory dominated. Hickory returns a lot of the players from their state championship last year. Mm-hmm. And so, as you pointed out, they've got to be the top dog in the West right now as far as seeding and that kind of thing. If you finish second in this conference with Kings Mountain Crest, Ashbrook, South Point, you may actually get a better field to participate in.
I think
Had
so.
Crest not been number one last year and been number two,
Hickory would have had to play Statesville. They would have had to play West Charlotte. They would have had to play Dudley. And I mean, yeah, they beat Dudley, but it's still I don't know. I can't remember their record right now, but North Lincoln's in that 3A group too.
Yeah.
With East Lincoln, those teams aren't bad. Especially with Coach Basil. At North Lincoln, he's going to find a way to put a defense or put an offensive plan or a game plan. Let's put it that way, again, to play against you. And they're going to be tough to beat too if they can get to the playoff. Like I said, I can't remember right offhand what their record is, but
North Lincoln. Let me see what I can come up with here.
I may have it written down somewhere. I thought I did. If they're not playing,
North Lincoln is 5-1.
So they're 5-1
at this point.
Yeah. So you're talking. That's a playoff team in my book. That's a playoff team right now. So that's another two teams in Lincoln County. I know East Lincoln has struggled the past few weeks with their games, but I mean, heck, they've got the talent too to go down there or to make some noise here in the playoffs. But you got to finish strong in the conference. Just because you're good right now doesn't mean you're going to be good in 3 weeks. Anything could happen. And
things change. We saw a change this week. You and I were talking a little bit before we came on the air. These mountain teams, their fields are messed up. Some of them are we going to play or not? Well, North Carolina put in some changes for the playoffs. They've extended the playoff or the regular season by 1 week.
Right.
Okay. So that allows some teams to do makeups. Well, you can't play more than every 72 hours. So some of these games, like I saw Chase is playing last night. They're playing Monday night. This is hard on high school kids.
Yeah, because of that conference. Because of that conference, because it got hit by that hurricane.
But one of the things that came out of this is the transfer rule is waived.
Yeah. And
if you're in one of those mountain schools, you can go anywhere you want to. Pick a team. And this week we saw Eli Hamrick, who is the quarterback or was the quarterback at AC Reynolds, which played Shelby earlier in the year. He declared Wednesday morning he was transferring to Crest. Well, what's the history there? His dad played quarterback. Ryan Hamrick played quarterback at Crest, went on to play wide receiver at NC State. Eli was questioning whether to come to Crest or not prior to the beginning of the season. He went with AC Reynolds. His dad owns a business in Boiling Springs. Mm-hmm. He owns a business up there. So he went with the AC Reynolds team. But now he's at Crest. And the question we talked about beforehand is, will he play tonight? How much will he play? Does that disrupt Crest? Does that set well with the current players? Hey, wait a minute. Some guy came in here this week. I've been doing the preseason. I've been playing. We're 4-1 at this point. What do you mean bringing in some other quarterback? Well, this kid have some expertise. He's already a commitment to Virginia. We can say that now. So how does that change the dynamics and the chemistry of football in this particular case? But are there any other players doing that? You mentioned the Crest kickers back tonight.
Yeah,
That
Carson
might
Bree.
could have won last week if it had got those extra points. What happens if some kicker decides he wants to come and join them? Does that make them a more potent team or not?
Well, I was just sitting last night, Kevin. Actually, everybody was practicing baseballs, thinking about what would call. Yeah, I mean, I know what causes people to come down here, but if you look at the map, really, as far as schools go, Cleveland County is probably from where they are. If you come west, Cleveland County is really the one that pretty much has stayed on schedule. Yeah, they were out a week during the cleanup, but they're, as far as their games and things like that, they've pretty much stayed on schedule. So that would be those players, if they are coming east to say, hey, look, we want to finish out our season. We, whatever. Cleveland, Lincoln County is your first two stops.
Right.
That's right here. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it. I don't know if coaches are going to go up there and say, obviously you don't want to go up there and find, 5 linemen and say, hey, look, y'all come down here and play with us with everything that's went on. But that's a good problem to have when you have a Power 5 quarterback transfer in, but you got to look at the situations and why he's done that. But then again, you're sitting there, 4-1, can very easily be 5-0, and McSwain kid at Crest, he's been to summer workouts, he's done everything they've asked him to do, and
is it fair to him?
Yeah, I mean,
well, open transfer rule. If I'm him, I'm transfer right now.
Yeah.
If the other kid's gonna play, he's already committed to Virginia. What does he need to play another down for?
Right.
I've come in here, I've practiced, I've done this. I'm saying there's different dynamics to in-season transfers than preseason. I have no problems with preseason transfers, but in-season transfers, and for Crest, you're supposed to play the best players on the field, but again, he's already committed to Virginia. Okay, I've seen a lot of basketball players and baseball players commit somewhere and then not really play while they're on the roster.
Don't want to get hurt.
They're not on the roster. So there's different ways to do that. Now, if McSwain goes out there and gets hurt and he gets to play, deal's on.
Right.
But my point is he doesn't touch the field until McSwain's off on a stretcher. That's what I would do, and I feel as a quarterback who have played and did all that, and someone gets the job because they just showed up and they got a resume, not because they know the plays.
But Kevin,
so again, if he's going to play, I'll see you guys later. Who needs a quarterback right now? I'm coming to Kings Mountain. Is that what you just said a minute ago? They need a quarterback?
Or they got one.
Who needs a quarterback? You said somebody needs a quarterback.
No, they found they made their linebacker
well,
the quarterback.
If somebody needs a quarterback, McSwain, find somewhere else, because I wouldn't stay another minute at Crest High School.
But let's look at this situation a little bit further.
He's trying to go to college too.
Brock Melton was potentially going to be the quarterback for Crest.
But that was preseason.
That was preseason.
That's what I'm saying.
So McSwain transfers from Chase to Crest. Now McSwain's the quarterback.
He got beat out.
Yeah.
He didn't transfer midseason and get claimed the quarterback. He got beat out preseason. That's totally different than this.
But there was a difference in the two. One had a stronger arm. One had stronger legs. They went for this guy.
Correct.
Because
I got beat out my senior year first 3 games, and then they realized that he wasn't as good as me. That happens.
Melton was a more versatile player. He could play defense. He could play tight end. He could play other things. There were good reasons why playing McSwain at quarterback gave them options with Melton. All right, now comes along Hamrick. Can McSwain play receiver? Can he play running back? Can he play another position? Or is he potentially?
Well, he's right now.
I'll
He's
play
a
for Westford
quarterback.
City. I'll play for Cheryl. Who else is on this list? This is who I'm playing for. I ain't playing for Crest. What are you talking about? I'm playing for Hendersonville, East Rutherford. They don't need a quarterback, but I'm playing for anybody other than Crest. If you're going to bring somebody in midseason and they play over me without doing a single push-up, a single squat thrust, I've been yelled at by these coaches all year in my face doing this stuff. Sorry, I'm out, McSwain. Peace. I don't care what position you want me to play. I'm going back to Chase right now.
No, he's the starting quarterback right now.
That's what I'm saying.
He
if
is
they put
right
the
now.
other kid in, I'm leaving.
Oh, yeah, I thought you were
immediately.
Saying,
The second the other kid goes in without me being hurt, I'm out.
Well, the reason
I will walk off in the middle of the field if you put him in over me.
Kevin, the reason these kids are transferring right now, and
I
of
know
course,
why, Dennis.
Hamrick's already got his potential scholarship.
Exactly.
But there's some of these other kids.
He can sit out 5 games and not get the glory of playing for Crest High
They
School.
come to a team like Crest because they want to get seen by college coaches. And it's like some players.
Well, they ain't got no cable or they ain't got no internet at Cherryville now, do they, Dennis? I mean, they can get seen at all these places.
But Kevin, there's traditional schools that the coaches go to
I get
recruit.
it, but
if you're at this school, we know about you. We keep an eye on them. Hey, are we looking at Cherryville? They may be a great player at Cherryville. I've got the Shrine Bowl list right here. There's not a Crest player on it. There's not a Burns player on it. There's not a Shelby player on it. Don't think there's a Kings Mountain player on it. I can give you the local guys that are on the.
He could transfer to Fred T. Ford and lead them to their first victory ever. That's more important than taking Trent McSwain's job. He's worked all year.
Yeah.
He can transfer to, let's see, who needs a quarterback over? I know some of these boys need a quarterback. I'm just saying the midseason is definitely different. And I know that there's different things, but there's different dynamics. And if I'm in McSwain's point of view, that's what I feel. That's exactly how I feel. And whether, Crest do what's best for Crest, but I'm telling you, the second that dude goes on the field in front of me without me breaking my ankle, I'm transferring back or going wherever else.
What about the kid?
You just threw me away.
Well, here's
everything I did for you meant nothing to you, other than hot dogs, and we've talked about this.
Well,
That's all it meant, didn't it?
Yeah,
that's all it did, is it not? Tell me it wasn't. Tell me they brought Trent McSwain in. They brought him in to win games. You didn't bring him in not to win games.
Well, here's the Shrine Bowl local guys.
Yeah, we got to take a break. Say, JP, go ahead, Dennis.
Okay, we got Ron Bassani at North Lincoln. You've got the North Lincoln hat on. Congratulations.
North Lafayette.
Yes, I think North Lincoln.
North Lafayette, yeah. Okay. The only Max Guest at AC Reynolds. Max is a running back.
He's going to
Did he come with Hamrick? No.
I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if they're playing because he's an app commit. So I don't know where he's.
Yeah. Jamin Little.
If you've already committed anywhere, why would you play anymore?
Yeah.
That's my question. Like, what? Why?
I guess we want to win a championship or something.
Jamin Little's the running back from Hickory. Garrison Millsaps is a tight end.
Well, if he want to win a championship, he could transfer to Reedsville.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, they already had their transfer.
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
And the last guy in our listing area is Bradley Strober, quarterback at Hickory. So Hamrick's not going to Hickory.
No, he ain't going there. They're pretty good. Think South Point wants a little extra passing. All right, JP, we got to take a break. We've got to do top 10 and predictions. Oh, I did have hold on. RS Central in Chase last night. RS Central on Waggy with Richard Martin and Chip Carter. 41-26, the Hilltoppers. Dennis, y'all go ahead and put that in your score sheets now. We're ready for that one. 41-26, Hilltoppers over Chase. We'll be right back in a minute. JP, KDCBroadcasting.com.
Ahoy, mateys! The shrimp boil is back at Pete's Fish Box in Cherryville, and it's available every day. And don't forget about Frog Leg Friday. People are hopping in for it. And try their perch and chicken tender specials each and every Saturday, along with big dinner plates. Walk up or drive through. Call 704-802-4015 for Pete's Fish Box. Again, 704-802-4015. Pete's Fish Box, 116 West 1st Street in Cherryville. Open 3 to 8 Wednesday through Friday. And sponsors of the Friday Night Football pregame meal for KTC Broadcasting. DoorDash is now available from Pete's Fish Box.
Before you buy insurance, call and compare at Witherspoon Insurance in Shelby, featuring names like Progressive, National General, and State Auto. They do it all. Auto, home, life, health, commercial, motorcycle, RVs, golf carts, and indemnity bonds with low down payments. Call 704-480-9595 or drop by their office at 125 North Lafayette Street in Shelby, right across from First Baptist Church. Serving Cleveland County since 1986. Online at WitherspoonInsurance.com.
Join us for our live Sunday morning worship services on WHS. It's the Sunday morning worship service from Calvary Baptist Church in Shelby, and on WCSL, it's the Sunday morning worship service from First Baptist Church in Cherryville.
For over 56 years, Love's Fish Box has been serving this area with the finest in seafood, and the tradition continues today. You'll enjoy great food in their rustic dining room. Bring the family out. There's something for everyone on the menu, from fish to chicken to steak to salad, sandwiches, and more. Try their after 4 p.m. specials with all the trimmings. On Tuesday, Alaskan white for $7.95. Wednesday, beef tips $10.95. Thursdays, hamburger steak $7.95. Love's Fish Box, 1104 Shelby Road, Highway 74 Business West, Kings Mountain. Online at lovesfishbox.net and like them on Facebook too. There's no better time than right now to buy a new Chevy Silverado at Marburger Chevrolet in Shelby. Now get up to $6,250 off select Chevy Silverados. But that's not all. Buy a new 2024 Chevy Silverado 1500 and get 0% financing and make no monthly payments for 90 days for well-qualified buyers when you finance with GM Finance. Come on in for all the details. Marburger Chevrolet, 200 West Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at marburgerchevy.com. Yes, Cleveland and Rutherford counties, there's a mobile home supply store here for you. That's H&M Industries between Shelby and Forest City, right off Highway 74 West. No matter what you need, mobile home doors, windows, tubs, showers, roofing, HVAC, plumbing, electrical, hardware, and more. Anything. See H&M Industries for your mobile home supplies. Located at 3931 Sunset Boulevard, Shelby, off Highway 74 West. Online at hmiindustries.com. Call 704-434-9900. Like them on Facebook, too. Ahoy, mateys! The shrimp boil is back at Peach Fish Box in Cherryville, and it's available every day. And don't forget about Frog Leg Friday. People are hopping in for it. And try their perch and chicken tender specials each and every Saturday, along with big dinner plates. Walk up or drive through. Call 704-802-4015 for Peach Fish Box. Again, 704-802-4015. Peach Fish Box, 116 West 1st Street in Cherryville. Open 3 to 8 Wednesday through Friday. And sponsors of the Friday Night Football pregame meal for KTC Broadcasting. DoorDash is now available from Peach Fish Box. Hospice Cleveland County now has a new name, Via Health Partners. It's a new name, but still the same exceptional care. The comfort of their patients is their top priority, and that's why they offer hospice care wherever the patient calls home. Via Health Partners, founded as Hospice Cleveland County, is there where you need them and when you need them. Find out more by visiting the website at viahp.org. Again, that's viahp.org. That's Via Health Partners.
Bundle up. It's another chilly night. You'll need to grab a hoodie or a sweater, and you'll need it early Saturday, but dress in layers. Temperatures warm up quickly. Starting out Saturday morning in the mid-40s, and then sunshine should warm us up into the mid to upper 70s by Saturday afternoon. Sunday, it's a sunny day and a little bit warmer. Highs climb into the upper 70s to lower 80s. I'm meteorologist Kat Campbell in the North Carolina News Network Weather Center.
Currently from the KTC Broadcasting Studios, it's 6:02, and the temperature is 67 degrees.
Before you buy insurance, call and compare at Witherspoon Insurance in Shelby, featuring names like Progressive, National General, and State Auto. They do it all. Auto, home, life, health, commercial, motorcycle, RVs, golf carts, and indemnity bonds with low down payments. Call 704-480-9595 or drop by their office at 125 North Lafayette Street in Shelby, right across from First Baptist Church. Serving Cleveland County since 1986, online at witherspooninsurance.com.
The Suzuki King Quad 100% ATV sale is underway at Full Throttle Power Sports in Lowell. Get 0% financing for 36 months or up to $1,000 in customer cash. And check out the line of Kawasaki bikes. Save up to $2,000 on select models. Select a Honda ATV and get up to $300 in free accessories. Plus, don't miss the Yamaha Wave Runner Best of Show Sales event. Come in for the details at Full Throttle Power Sports, 101 Indian Walk in Lowell. Online at ncfullthrottle.com.
Your land, your vision. At James River Equipment, we know every property is unique. Whether you're planting a garden, raising livestock, or just enjoying wide open spaces, we've got the perfect John Deere tractor for you. And right now, you can get 0% financing for 72 months on select John Deere compact tractors. Visit jamesriverequipment.com to find a location near you. Ends 10/25/24. Subject to approved credit with John Deere Financial. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details. James River delivers.
At McKinney Insurance in Shelby, they want you to know that not all insurance agencies are created equal. They go out of their way to treat their clients like people and use their combined experience of over 50 years to protect what you value most in life. McKinney Insurance is an authorized Erie insurance agency that can help you with your personal business, life, and motorcycle insurance. For your free quote, call or come by today, 113 North Lafayette Street in Shelby. Call 704-481-7522. That's 704-481-7522.
Fall in love with Arnold's Jewelry and Gift Gallery. It's a great place to shop for those special gifts. The Gift Gallery has a new shipment of fall flags and lots of new fall decor. Visit Arnold's Jewelry for wedding bands in gold, tungsten, and titanium, diamond bands, bridal sets, citizen watches for men and women, gold chains, diamond earrings, and much, much more. Located at 228 South Washington Street in Uptown Shelby, they're open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5:30, Saturday, 9 to 3. They have something for everyone, and gift wrapping is free. While there, register for the $1,000 beef giveaway. If your pastures or fields suffered fence damage during the latest storms, head to Parker Family Feed in Bellwood. Amber and Dakota invite you in. They have plenty of fence posts and all kinds of fencing. And for your fall decorating and Halloween, they have all types of pumpkins and fall mums. And keep your pets warm with shavings. That's Parker Family Feed, 121 Carpenters Grove Church Road off Highway 18 North in Bellwood. Open 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday, 8 to 12:30 on Saturday. Like them on Facebook too.
And we're back on the Witherspoon Insurance Cherry pregame show with Kevin, Dennis, and Shannon, and JP, and Calvin.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the broadcast. RS Central won last night, 41-26 over the Chase Trojans on Waggy. We got ready to talk about and do some quick predictions on some more and get you guys moving for today's games. We're going to start, if you're watching on YouTube, start across the, we'll go to the right column first. We'll go all the way down it, and then we'll go from there top to bottom on the right column. Boys, how about that one?
All right.
Let you guys get caught up for just a second. Let's see if there's any other games last night I want to mention real quick in the from Thursday night's games. Besides that one. Oh, we did have a bunch. What? All the Charlotte schools played on Thursday, it looks like.
Yeah.
I ain't announcing all those. They already had somebody. Monroe did win. You did mention that. Forest Hills did win. They might be on our sheet. Are they on our sheet? No. And I don't see anyone else on our sheet. So that might be the one on our sheet. So the rest of it is a Charlotte schools. I didn't put West Charlotte up this week, but they beat Huff 40-14 for you West Charlotte fans. Wondering about that.
What did they play last night for?
West Meck lost to North Meck 19-14. For you folks that
do y'all know?
I don't know.
I didn't know. I didn't know if something was going on, or
I don't know.
They were out of school today or something.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right, let's predict some games. How about that? You ready for that?
Sure.
Let her rip, Tater Chip.
All right. You got Christ the King at Mountain Island Charter. I guess I could have just give myself a second to be able to pull that up, Shannon. I do want to give you exactly what happened last year, unless you got that in front of you.
No.
Okay, give me 1 second. I'll pull that up. So Mountain Island Charter's 2-4 right now. Christ the King's 2-4 right now. Last season's matchup. Let's see. Where did it go?
Christ the King won.
Mountain Island won 34-0.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, Christ the King is currently 2-4. Mountain Island Charter is 2-4.
Yep, both 2-4 right now. Last year, Mountain Island did win 34-0. Shannon, what you got in this?
I was thinking of Pine Lake Prep.
There you go.
That's who it was. Samsonite. Anyway, yeah, both of them 2-4. Mountain Island, they Coach Washington down there, I think, is doing the best he can with what he has. Playing at home, they're going to be a little different than obviously than playing on the road. I like Mountain Island to win this game 28-14.
Well, I'm going with Mountain Island 18-12.
All right, last year, Winston-Salem Prep Community School of Davidson. Community School of Davidson won 56-6. Shannon, does the Prep Phoenix have a chance this year?
No. Community School of Davidson, they had a squad last year, and I think they're, if I remember correctly, I think they're doing pretty good this year as well. I was Winston-Salem Prep. I don't know. They haven't been good in a while, if ever, especially in football. Maybe they have a few years back, but that's about it. But I think community school playing at home, again, I think that's a big advantage because that's a pretty long drive down from Winston. I think community school wins 35-7. Winston-Salem
Prep is 1-4, Shannon. Yeah. Community School of Davidson is 4-2. Community School of Davidson is favored by 48, in case you want to revise the score. But in this case, I think I'll go with, Community School of Davidson 32 and Winston-Salem Prep 10.
All right. Last year, Bishop McGinnis lost at home to Pine Lake Prep 58-26. So the Pride beat Bishop McGinnis last year on the road. They'll be at home tonight, Shannon.
Yeah, Bishop McGinnis. I mean, that's another school up there in around Winston-Salem area. Kernersville. Okay, so yeah, I think that's another again win for the home team. I think Pine Lake Prep is just probably a better disciplined team. I think they were probably a better well-coached team, or not a better, but a well-coached team. I like Pine Lake Prep at home, 42-14.
Bishop McGinnis is 4-2. Pine Lake Prep is 2-4.
Never mind.
Bishop McGinnis is favored by 7, Shannon. So in this case, I'm going to go with 28 for Bishop McGinnis and 21 for Pine Lake Prep.
Winston-Salem Carver last year won 26-14 at home against Corvion. This year they go on the road, Shannon.
Let's see if I can get this one right. So Corvion, they're having a good year this year, and
they're 6-0.
Yeah,
Shannon.
they're they've either got some transfers in or they figured something out. But I think again playing at home, I'm going with the home team in this one. I'm saying they are going to defeat Carver again. I don't know why Carver is. I think up there they had built some new schools and pretty much depleted Carver. But I like Corvion in this one, 49-0.
Well, you're pretty sharp. Carver is 2-4. Corvin Community is 6-0. And Corvin Community is favored by 28. So I'm going to do like you. I'm going to take Corvin Community, and I'm going to put that at 34 for Corvin Community and 7 for Carver.
All right, last season, Mount Pleasant won 55-7 at Union Academy. Shannon, the Cardinals got anything for the Tigers tonight?
No. Mount Pleasant, they're always a tough team to play wherever. Normally we see them in this area in the playoffs, and they're not going to be big, but they're going to be physical. They're going to be well coached, and I think tonight playing at home against Union County, that'd be a closer game for Union County to drive to. But I think Mount Pleasant win this easily. I've got it 42-6.
Well, let's see what we can come up with here. Union Academy is 4-2. And Mount Pleasant is 5-1. They're not that far off. Mount Pleasant is favored by 19. So, Shannon, I'm going to go with the Mount Pleasant Tigers. And that's the home school of, I think, Tom Knotts when he was playing football back in the day. I'm going to go with High Point 34 and Union Academy 28.
All right, Dennis, since you got this, I've been looking at last year's matchups. Since you got this year's records in front of you, I'll let you go first on these. How about Mountain Heritage and Avery County? Last year, Mountain Heritage won 45-7 over the Avery County Vikings. Mountain Heritage is really good this year, and I don't think Avery County's got much for them. Dennis, what you got on that?
Well, let's see. That's Mountain Heritage.
Mountain Heritage and Avery County at Mountain Heritage. So it'll probably start Avery.
It's probably at Avery.
Yep.
Let's see what we got here. Well, it may not be listed.
Are they playing?
Well, they're listed on my list. Shannon, who you got in that one?
Well, if they play, I think Mountain Heritage, they would obviously be the favorites to win this one. Normally, Mountain Heritage pretty much walks the dog up there in that part of the country.
Saturday at 1:00.
Okay, so they're going to play
Saturday
at 1:00.
at 1:00.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what's throwing me off.
Yes, I think Mountain Heritage wins. I got it 56-10.
Saturday.
We'll change that. Saturday at 1:00. How about that for?
I don't even have them listed on Saturday. I've got Chase and Polk County on Monday. But
You got Murphy and Robbinsville over there, Dennis?
Murphy and Robbinsville.
Got either one of those?
Just let me see.
In last year's matchups,
Murphy and Robbinsville, I have. Murphy's 5-1. Robbinsville is 2-4, and they're calling it even.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Last year, Robbinsville won by 5, 26-21.
Now they're at Robbinsville.
Yeah, I think there's no way. I don't think that's going to be even. I think Murphy, you got to give them the nod in that one because they do have the better record. And again, with everything that's went on up there, I think Murphy wins this one. I'm going to say 35-24.
I'm going to go with Murphy also. I'm going to go 21-14 Murphy.
All right. Last year, Drone won 57-7 at home against Madison. This year, Madison Patriots said we'll be hosting the Wildcats. Dennis or Shannon? Shannon, did they got anything for them?
Well,
Patriots got anything for the Wildcats?
I'm going to say no because, that again, what all those, and I hate saying what all they've been through, but those kids you don't know. But Drone, I think they're going to be. I think it'll be a close game because I think Drone lost their quarterback from last year. So I'm going to say it's like a 17-14 type game. Drone.
Well, Kevin, there's nothing listed on that. I think some of these mountain teams are just assuming they're not going to be playing tonight. But if they do,
I can pull it up.
I'm going with the Madison Patriots over the visiting Drone Wildcats tonight. And I'm going to go on that one. I'm going to go with Madison 28 and Drone.
Just mark that one off. It looks
21.
like it's going to be next week instead.
Okay.
It looks like they're maybe taking a week off. So again, when I made the schedule, it was a couple days ago, and things have changed since then. Obviously, so
well, that was before the North Carolina High School Athletic Association extended it a week, Kevin. So
right. All right, so we'll go next week on that one. All right, so is Andrews and Cherokee on your list for this one for tonight, or has that changed as well?
Andrews and Cherokee, I do have it.
All right, what you got on that one, Dan?
Andrews is 4-1. Cherokee's 3-3. Andrews is favored by 8 in that one.
Last year they went to overtime with Cherokee pulling out a 7-point victory.
Well, Cherokee has not been as sharp this year as they have in the past. So I'm going with Andrews tonight, and I'm going with a score of 24-12 in that one, with Andrews over Cherokee.
Well, Dennis, I'm gonna say Cherokee at home.
Okay.
I think 3-3
You're
record.
a brave picker.
Yeah, no pun intended. I think Cherokee. Again, with Andrews coming in, Cherokee at home, you want to go with the home team. I'm gonna say 28-20.
All right, Elkins and East Wilkes.
Yep.
Elkins is 2-4. East Wilkes is 4-1. East Wilkes is favored by 39.
Ooh, last year Elkin won 13-0.
Yeah, that was last year. I'm going with East Wilkes tonight, and I'm going with the score of 42 for East Wilkes, and I'm going to score of 21 for Elkin.
I think this will be. I'm gonna say it's gonna be a close game. Wilkes County doesn't really. I don't know if they've ever had any good football teams come out of Wilkes County, to be honest. Maybe have back in the 60s. I don't know. It went around. But I'm going to say that I think they'll win. I think it's going to be a close game. I'm saying 24-21 East Wilkes will win.
It depends on whether they're drinking that Wilkes County Gatorade or not.
All right, Hayes will be at Swain County.
They won't be cold.
Last year, Swain County won 21-13 in this matchup. Swain County be at home tonight. The Maroon Devils against the Yellow Jackets.
Normally, Swain County they're always a tough matchup or tough out for anybody. It's one of those teams that you know what you're going to get each and every year. It's going to be a physical type ball game. But I'm gonna go with Hayesville in this one. I'm gonna say Hayesville will go in and defeat the Maroon Devils. I don't know, 21-14.
Well, Hayesville's record is 1-5. Swain County is 0-5.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
Swain County is favored by 7 at home. So
I know he was gonna shake your head when you heard that.
7-0 is my prediction for Swain County.
Okay.
All right, wake up, JP. All right, for the folks at home, you can watch live on YouTube. We're about to eat here in a minute. JP's got to go pick up the fish. 116 West 1st Street in Cherville, North Carolina. 3 p.m. to 8 p.m., cash only. Pete's Fish Box in Cherville, 704-802-4015. I know Chip and Brian hit that up before they go to the stadium, but at the stadium, they're going to feed them some pizza and stuff too. But
Kevin, I've got a little plug.
What you got?
I got a little plug for Pete's. I was over at my mechanics a while ago, and he was telling about a neighbor of mine over in Cleveland County that drove all the way over to Pete's Fish Box, but for listening to us
There you go.
talk about this fish. And he said it was absolutely delicious, some of the best fish he'd ever had.
It is good.
And so I told my buddy about it, and he's going over to Pete's now and get some fish. And so, Pete, your advertising's paying off here. I know it's his daughter, but anyway, Pete's Fish Box is a good place to eat, folks. And trust me, it is good.
Flounder, catfish, perch, Alaskan white, calabash, fantail shrimp, deviled crabs, chicken tenders for the little ones and the adults that can't have the fish and the shellfish. I know some folks can't eat fish. They do have chicken tenders for those folks. Baked potatoes, French fries, hush puppies are good, and more. And don't forget today, Friday only, it's Frog Leg Friday. Frog Leg Friday is $18 for a large, $14 for the small. They got DoorDash and more. Pete's Fish Box at gmail.com. Wednesday through Saturday, 3 p.m. to 8 p.m., 704-802-4015. 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. tonight. Hurry up. Get to them before they close.
Cash only.
We'll be right back in just a few minutes on ktcbroadcasting.com.
We're about ready to race on the Roval here in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. He'll be hustling off that corner at about 170 miles an hour.
Can he get a good run through turn number 7? He'll look to the inside. They'll go side by side through turn number 8.
Daniel Hemrick is right on his back bumper as they start to climb the banking in turn 13.
Sam Mayer coming down pit road, as you guys mentioned.
A drive for the Cure 250 at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Saturday, October 12th at 3 p.m.
On Carolina Country WCSL, 92.9 FM, 1590 AM. Online at ktcbroadcasting.com.
Before you buy insurance, call and compare at Witherspoon Insurance in Shelby, featuring names like Progressive, National General, and State Auto. They do it all. Auto, home, life, health, commercial, motorcycle, RVs, golf carts, and indemnity bonds with low down payments. Call 704-480-9595 or drop by their office at 125 North Lafayette Street in Shelby, right across from First Baptist Church. Serving Cleveland County since 1986. Online at WitherspoonInsurance.com.
It's an inventory blowout sale at J. Johnson Sales in Forest City. All trailers are at blowout prices. All trailers, including dump trailers, utility trailers, enclosed trailers, aluminum trailers, flatbeds, deck overs, steel trailers, all discounted. For example, a 5x8 trailer that was $21.95, now just $12.95. You save $900. Now is the best time to buy. Financing is available and credit cards are welcome at J. Johnson Sales, 2690 U.S. Highway 221 South in Forest City. Online at jjohnsonsales.com. Like them on Facebook too.
Once Upon a Time is right now. Escape to the Renaissance Festival, a time-traveling adventure.
Huzzah!
Saturdays and Sundays, now through November 24th.
It's time for the Renaissance Festival. Shopping, food,
men in tights.
Hi.
Enjoy foolish good times at the Carolina Renaissance Festival.
Time travel to a land of legend. Jousting knights, mermaids, fairies, dragons. Oh my!
Join the damsels and brave knights at the Carolina Renaissance Festival.
Eat, drink, be merry at the Renaissance Festival. Presented by Pepsi. Tickets limited while supplies last. Online only at renfestinfo.com.
Don't miss the jousting, feasting, and jesting at the Carolina Renaissance Festival. It's a royal blast.
Don't miss the Renaissance Festival! Sponsored by Visit Lake Norman. Visit Lake Norman, the lakeside of Charlotte. Huzzah!
Do you have something metal that needs some upgrading? If so, call Wade Walker at Coating Solutions. Coating Solutions specializes in custom powder coating. If you have anything metal that needs a facelift, Coating Solutions is the answer. If it's metal, aluminum, stainless steel, anything metal, Coating Solutions can make it look brand new in any color you choose. Handrails, wheels, motors, valve covers, lift kits, dirt bike frames, anything metal. Call Wade Walker today at 980-745-4545. Located at 104 Rockdale Road, 4 miles north of Falston on Highway 18. Jeff's Auto Sales in Shelby and in Lincoln. They are the home of the $500 down payment. For over 30 years, Jeff's Auto Sales has been serving this area with great pre-owned vehicles. They have many financing options to choose from, including on-the-lot financing, and they are locally owned and operated. Again, $500 down, and you could be driving away in your next vehicle. Come in for all the details at Jeff's Auto Sales in Shelby at 4490 East Dixon Boulevard and in Lincoln at 3081 East Highway 27. Online at jeffsautosales.com. Now is the best time ever to buy your new floor for your home or business at Floor in America in Kings Mountain or Carpet One Interiors in Gastonia. Now get 12 months financing and pay 0 interest. That's right, pay no interest for a full year. From LVP flooring to carpet to vinyl to tile to hardwoods. They've got it all, and now 12 months interest-free financing. At Floor in America, 602 Slater Street in Kings Mountain, and Carpet One Interiors, 2757 East Ozark Avenue in Gastonia. Your perfect floor starts at Floor in America in Kings Mountain and Carpet One Interiors in Gastonia. 625 WOHS Shelby, WCSL, Cherryville, Kings Mountain, Gastonia. Now back to the Witherspoon Insurance pregame show.
All right, guys. Shannon, Dennis, and myself. I'm Kevin Hastings. We've got some more games to go. We're going to go bottom up on this one, Dennis. So North Stanley at Lake Norman Charter. Last year's matchup, North Stanley won 57-20 against Lake Norman Charter. Lake Norman Charter will be at home tonight. So, Dennis, you got that one on your list?
Let's see, North Stanley and Lake Norman Charter.
Yes, sir.
Let me switch around to Lake Norman Charter and see if it's that way.
Yeah, North is on the road.
Yeah. I'm seeing...
Shannon, what do you got in this one?
Well,
5-0 against 4-2. Lake Norman is undefeated.
Here he
right
is.
now.
North Stanley, 4-2. Lake Norman Charter, 5-0. That helps you any. And Lake Norman's favored by 4.
Yeah, I think, with Lake Norman coming in, obviously they got a lot better players this year than they had last year. But again, you're playing a North Stanley team that's 4-2, so they're, makes you wonder, okay, how many did they lose off last year's team? But I think it's playing at home. I'm big on the home games right now, and I think I'm going with Lake Norman in this one in a 28-21 type game.
Well, Lake Norman Charter being 5-0, although a good opponent in North Stanley coming in, I think this is going to be a close game, and I'm going with Lake Norman Charter 28 and North Stanley 24.
All right, last year AC Reynolds won 45-3 against Irwin. Let's see, Reynolds player of the game probably. Quarterback was 11-18 for 119 yards. But, yeah, big win last year, Reynolds over Irwin. Shannon?
Yeah, I think this year, obviously we talked about the quarterback situation a while ago with Reynolds, but they do have a running back, Max Guest, and a lot of people were saying now Max is going to get the touches he deserves. Just people online that were saying that, you know how that goes. But they still have Guest up there, and that kid's he's the real deal. And I think he runs wild tonight or whenever they're playing over Irwin. And I've got them winning, I'm going to say 45-14 over Irwin.
Okay, I'm not finding anything on AC Reynolds and Irwin. I think it's because of the situation. They didn't know if they were playing this
they may be playing next week or so, but okay.
Let me see if I can find it for Monday night.
Friday night, 7 o'clock tonight.
Yeah.
It's on there.
Don't have it.
Who you got winning, Dennis? AC Reynolds or the Irwin Warriors?
Irwin's 4-1 too. Irwin's 4-1. Reynolds is what, 2-3?
Yeah.
2-2, something like that.
Well, the problem I think for Reynolds, they lost their quarterback. How do they react to that? They could be improved.
Could be, yeah. You never know.
Could be improved, and maybe better chemistry because Hamrick had come in this year, and he was not part of the group that had been brought along all through the years. So I think I'm going to go with Irwin to win tonight by a score of 32-24.
Last season, McDowell beat Inca 44-0. Shannon?
They beat Inca 44-0 last year.
Who you got in this one?
I'm going with I'm gonna say McDowell in this one. I I don't have anything on them. I'm think 35-7 over Inca.
I don't have anything on the Inca and McDowell.
All right. Well, who you got in it though?
I'm going to take, in this case, the Inca Jets.
Oh.
And I'm going with the score of 28-21 over McDowell.
All right. Our next matchup is Statesville at West Iredale. Statesville last year in this matchup gave up 24 points, but also scored 43 in a win over the Warriors. The Greyhounds on the road this year at West Iredale. You got that one over there, Dennis? Shannon, you got
I can go with Dennis.
Yeah, Statesville and West Iredale.
Yeah, Statesville's 5-1. West Iredale's 2-3 overall. Greyhounds come in averaging 23. They're giving up 17. That's a lot less than the 40-something they put up last year. But West Iredale comes in giving up or scoring 24, but they're giving up 35 a game. Again, I think Statesville will be too much for them at West Iredale. I think Statesville will win this one 35-21.
Oh, Shannon, while Statesville is 5-1 and West Iredale is 2-3, Statesville's favored by 38. So you picked a good one. Yeah. Statesville to win this one tonight. And I think the Greyhounds are looking to get back in shape here. And I'm going to say they're going to score 42 points, and West Iredale is going to score 10.
All right, our next matchup, the South Caldwell Spartans travel to the High Brighton Panthers. Last season's matchup, it was. I'm looking at this year's matchup. Well, I'm seeing a preview of, or a review of last year's. Shannon, I can go to the end. Final score was 28-12 High Brighton over South Caldwell in the matchup between those two.
Yeah, I think High Brighton this year, I think, struggling. I think they're like 1-3, 1-4, something like that.
1-3.
Yeah, and so
South Caldwell's 2-3.
Right, and I think again, High Brighton's one of those teams you never know. They could have a poor record, but actually be decent on the field. I'm going to pick them to win tonight over South Caldwell. I think they'll have a speed factor. Maybe it'll be a speed may be a factor. So I'm going to say 20-14.
You're a wise man, Swami, because High Brighton is favored by 20.
Okay.
So in picking that particular game tonight, I would say South Caldwell 14 and High Brighton 34.
Next matchup, Alexander Central Cougars travel to the Freedom Patriots. Alexander Central and Freedom last year. Alexander Freedom, lost to Alexander Central. The Cougars on top, 35-7. Dennis?
Well, you got Alexander Central at 2-3, and Freedom at 3-2, and Freedom is favored by 9. So it's just a matter of how many points that you want to go in between here. And I think Freedom being at home, although their field got flooded this past week, I think it's going to slow them down a little bit. But it's going to be more of a running game, and I think they're going to get 28, and Alexander Central is going to get 21.
Well, Dennis, I'm actually going opposite. I think Alexander Central have. I think they'll have more athleticism than Freedom will, and again, 21-13. I think is going to be the final score up in Morganton.
All right, we're going to skip the Wilkes County games. Maiden at Bandy's tonight. 7:30 kickoff up there. Last year's matchup, and this conference is just wild right now.
Yeah.
Last year's matchup, Maiden won 14-10. Dennis?
Well, Maiden has a record of 4-2 right now, and Bandy's is 4-1. And Maiden is favored in this one by 6, Shannon. So picking the points to go with this one, I think we're probably going to have a situation here with, let's see, Maiden winning 24 and Bandy's 21.
Obviously, it'll be a great ball game. Maiden comes in averaging 31 a game. They're giving up 12. The Blue Devils are led by quarterback Josh Stover, running back Kendall Roberts. Now, Bandy's is averaging 27 a game, and they're giving up 14. So they're pretty much even there, 32-12 and 27-14. Quarterback Brady Sweat leads the Trojans. Also a good running back, Tanner Stewart. I think these two teams are playing, as Kevin mentioned a while ago, it's the Wild West right now up there.
Yeah.
Playing at home, I'm gonna give Bandy's the nod, give them the nod in that, and I think they'll pull out a close one, 28-27 over, because that's a big rivalry game up there.
Okay, I've got it 24-21 Maiden, so we'll see.
Okay.
All right, last year Bunker Hill beat East Burke 28-6 in that game. This year the Bears host the Cavaliers. Dennis,
and which game was it?
East Burke at Bunker Hill.
Gotcha.
East Burke at Bunker Hill. Like I said, last year Bunker Hill with a big win. They were undefeated throughout the season and then ran into the Reedsville buzzsaw.
East Burke is 1-3. Bunker Hill is 4-1. Bunker Hill was favored by 31. I think the safe bet there, Kevin, is to go with Bunker Hill. And I'm going to say Bunker Hill, let's see. I'm going to go with 34 for Bunker Hill. And I'm going to go with 14 for East Burke.
Bunker Hill comes in averaging 34 a game, giving up 21. They do have a good running back in Jason Willis. He's averaging he's averaging 187 yards per game. He has 15 touchdowns on the season. Now, East Burke, just going to stop right here. They're averaging 6 points a game. Bunker Hill should win this one tonight easily, 42-0 over East Burke.
All right, East Gaston at Bessemer City. Last year, East Gaston won 43-14. This year, they have a common opponent so far. Bessemer City beat North Gaston 27-21, as North Gaston lost to East Gaston 24-7. So what might be a big chance for an upset of a 2A team tonight? The Yellow Jackets host the East Gaston Warriors. Dennis,
it's going to be one of them slobber knockers, as we used to say. East Gaston is 3-3. Bessemer City is 4-3, and Bessemer City is favored by 1. If you want to go that route. So in this case, I'm going to pick Bessemer City, Kevin.
There you go.
You're old school, and I'm going to pick them to make 28, and I'm going to pick East Gaston to come in with 24.
Well, both teams are looking to improve, obviously, in conference play. East Gaston averaging 22, giving up 26 a game. Now, Bessemer City comes in averaging 27, and they're giving up 22 a game. Bessemer's quarterback is Gavin Chastain. He has over 1,100 yards already on the season. Playing at home, I like Bessemer City in this one, and I've got it 34-22 over East Gaston.
All right, our next game on the schedule, we're going to jump over to the Big South 3A for South Point and Kings Mountain tonight. We'll have coverage of that. We'll have highlights of that during the Red Zone and the post-game show. And Steve DeGree is going to call in with a special report after it. He's going to be live and in action, checking out that big matchup here in Cleveland County. Dennis, what you got in this one?
South Point 4-0, Kings Mountain 4-1. South Point's favored by 2 from one guy. Kings Mountain's favored by about the same from another guy. They're playing at Kings Mountain. Kings Mountain's been playing better. Shannon and I talked about they're getting good quarterback play and a passing game that they really didn't have early in the year. South Point had a big victory last week over Crest by 1 point. Can they do it again? The answer is no. Kings Mountain tonight will defeat South Point, and it will be a score of 34 for Kings Mountain and 33 for South Point.
Yeah, and tonight's game is huge. Just the winner of this game will be they'll be the outright number one in the conference. So, but yeah, that South Point comes in obviously after a huge win against Crest. They're led by quarterback Patrick Blee, and running backs Chance Ford, Brody Crawford, and Eric Forston. And the Red Raiders are averaging 32 a game. They're giving up 13 points a game. Kings Mountain comes in looking to build on that four-game winning streak. Obviously, after losing the first game against Shelby, they are led by running back Josiah Hill and quarterback TJ Armstrong. They're averaging 36 a game, giving up 21, so they're pretty even on this matchup. Playing at Kings Mountain, those like playing at South Point. It's a tough place to go in and play and to win. And as much as I like Blee at quarterback, because I think he may be one of the top-rated quarterbacks in my opinion. In my world, I think he's one of the top-rated quarterbacks in the
and
state.
a top-rated baseball player.
A heck of a baseball player, yeah. And I think Kings Mountain will be too strong for them. They'll be more physical. I do believe that, and just more powerful. If South Point put up a good fight, but I like Kings Mountain win this one 28-24 over the Red Raiders.
All right, Hickory goes to North Iredale. Last year, Hickory won big time. Of course, they won every game last year. 46-13 last year over the Raiders. Raiders a pretty decent season so far. Got a couple of wins in them, but Hickory last year put up at least 30 on everybody and 46 on the Raiders. Dennis, what you got in the Hickory Red Tornadoes?
Well,
Hickory's Iredale Raiders.
Hickory's the defending state champions, and they've started this year 6-0. North Iredale is 3-3. Hickory's favored by 47. So, what name your poison in this one is the score. I'm taking Hickory, and I'm looking for Hickory to roll tonight, and I'm going with them with 65, and I'm going with North Iredale 14.
Yeah, Kevin, Hickory is averaging 52 points a game right now. They're giving up 13. Quarterback Brady Stober, he's thrown for 1,160 yards already this season. They have running back Isaiah Lackey. He's rushed for just 461, and that number threw me off a little bit. I was like, I thought he'd have more. But why? I mean, they're winning. They're pretty much destroying people. I know they've got good play on their defense as well. And right now, Hickory's the team to beat in the West in 3A. North Iredale comes in averaging 19. They're giving up 23. They're 3-3. But not sure they're going to have the horses to run with Hickory. I got Hickory winning this one 63-14.
Is that it, boys? Mm-hmm. All right, time to take a break. We'll be back in a minute on the Witherspoon Insurance of Shelby pregame show with Dennis, Shannon, and myself. More predictions, KTCBroadcasting.com.
Bundle up. It's another chilly night. You'll need to grab a hoodie or a sweater, and you'll need it early Saturday, but dress in layers. Temperatures warm up quickly. Starting out Saturday morning in the mid-40s, and then sunshine should warm us up into the mid to upper 70s by Saturday afternoon. Sunday, it's a sunny day and a little bit warmer. Highs climb into the upper 70s to lower 80s. I'm meteorologist Kat Campbell in the North Carolina News Network Weather Center.
Currently from the KTC Broadcasting Studios, it's 6:41, and the temperature is 66 degrees.
Ahoy, mateys! The shrimp boil is back at Peach Fish Box in Cherryville, and it's available every day. And don't forget about Frog Leg Friday. People are hopping in for it. And try their perch and chicken tender specials each and every Saturday, along with big dinner plates. Walk up or drive through. Call 704-802-4015 for Pete's Fish Box. Again, 704-802-4015. Pete's Fish Box, 116 West 1st Street in Cherryville. Open 3 to 8 Wednesday through Friday. And sponsors of the Friday Night Football pregame meal for KTC Broadcasting. DoorDash is now available from Pete's Fish Box. There's no better time than right now to buy a new Chevy Silverado at Marburger Chevrolet in Shelby. Now get up to $6,250 off select Chevy Silverados. But that's not all. Buy a new 2024 Chevy Silverado 1500 and get 0% financing and make no monthly payments for 90 days for well-qualified buyers when you finance with GM Finance. Come on in for all the details. Marburger Chevrolet, 200 West Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at marburgerchevy.com. Today's game is being brought to you in part by the law firm of Ted A. Grieve and Associates, personal injury lawyer. Ted is dedicated to providing professional and personalized service to every client. Their clients are assisted by highly trained staff members, which enhances the professionalism to their entire team. From auto accidents to workman's comp to Social Security disability claims. Call on Ted A. Grieve, personal injury lawyer. Office is located in Shelby at 522 East Dixon Boulevard. Like them on Facebook, too. You know, back in the day, Okie Knipe was a pretty darn good football player at Shelby High School, and later he started a pretty darn good tire store, and it's still here today. It's Okie's Tire, serving Shelby and Cleveland County for over 40 years. And sons Ken and Chris Knipe continues the tradition today by selling the best quality tire at the best possible price. As Okie used to say, if it's round and it rolls, Okie's Tire can help. That's Okie's Tire, located at 800 West Warren Street in Shelby. Call 704-487-7392.
The Suzuki King Quad 100% ATV sale is underway at Full Throttle Power Sports in Lowell. Get 0% financing for 36 months or up to $1,000 in customer cash. And check out the line of Kawasaki bikes. Save up to $2,000 on select models. Select a Honda ATV and get up to $300 in free accessories. Plus, don't miss the Yamaha Wave Runner Best of Show Sales event. Come in for the details at Full Throttle Power Sports, 101 Indian Walk in Lowell. Online at ncfullthrottle.com.
Buy here, pay here. At SNR Auto Sales in Shelby, they make car shopping easy. Check out the big inventory. For example, a 2017 Audi A4 is now $14,300. A 2011 Chevrolet Camaro two-door convertible priced at $14,995. And a 2018 Chevrolet Silverado 1500 four-wheel drive crew cab is priced at $27,950. Buy here, pay here at SNR Auto Sales, 417 South Post Road in Shelby. Online at srautosales.com. Like them on Facebook too. 6:45 now. Back to the Witherspoon Insurance pregame show.
That was as good an introduction as JP there in there, Calvin. No elaboration, no nothing. Just here y'all go.
The sniper.
Welcome back to the pregame show.
Boom, we're back.
Our next game is North Lincoln at St. Stephen's, guys.
Okay.
North Lincoln Knights.
I got you covered on that one.
St. Stephen's, if you can.
North Lincoln is 5-1. St. Stephen's is 1-5. North Lincoln is favored by 38. So, I got to go, I believe, with North Lincoln in this one. The question is, how bad do I want to go with North Lincoln?
50.
I'm going, no. No, not 50. I'm going with North Lincoln 62, St. Stephen's 14.
Well, North Lincoln's averaging 39 points a game. They're giving up 31. So pretty much having to outscore people to beat them. They do have the conference leading rusher in Shannon Wingate. He's averaging 186 yards per game. St. Stephen's comes in averaging 16 a game, giving up 37. Yeah, Kevin, I think 50 would be a good number. I got it 56-21. There'll be a lot of points scored.
All right, Forrest, you'll be at Hunter Huss tonight. Last year, overtime game with Huss coming out victorious, 18-15. Dennis.
Well, Forest View's 1-5. Hunter Huss is a little better at 2-2, and Huss is favored by 10. So I think I'm going to go with Huss tonight, on the road, if you will. And I think they're at home. I'm sorry. I'm going to go with Hunter Huss 14 and Forest View 10.
Well, Huss is averaging 31 a game. But they're giving up 29 a game. Jaguars, they're only averaging 13 points per game. I think Hunter Huss wins this one easily, 35-14.
Last year, East Lincoln 62-13 at home against Ford. The Tigers get them at home this year. Do the Tigers get their first victory in years tonight, Shannon?
No, East Lincoln comes in. They're going to improve on what had been working here in the past few weeks, and this was actually a great game for them to try some different things out. Most teams are averaging 20 or 39 a game, giving up 25. They have quarterback Grant Lawless. He's thrown for just under 1,500 yards this season. And running back Chris Daly, who has right at 500 yards on the season. Ford comes in averaging 10 points a game, giving up 28 points per game. It'll be hard for them to stop East Lincoln tonight. East Lincoln 49, Ford 6.
Well, East Lincoln is 4-2. Ford is 0-5. And East Lincoln is favored by 31. And I've got them winning 42-12.
Kramer at Green Wave of the Ashbrook. Last year, Ashbrook won 41-6 over Stuart Kramer. They'll be in Ashbrook tonight. Shannon, what you got on that one?
So obviously, I haven't seen Ashbrook play. I'll admit they are an intimidating group. They're big across the front. And they have some pretty good skills players that are legit. But Ashbrook, they've made me a believer, as probably y'all know. They're averaging 31 a game, giving up just 10 points per game behind quarterback Anthony McLean and running back Martino Smith. Ashbrook, obviously, we talked about this a while ago, Dennis. They're going to pose a lot of problems this year for some teams if they can develop that passing game like their coach Bowden or their offensive coach Bowden he wants. They'll be interested to see how they end up. Stuart Kramer, though, comes in. They're scoring. They're averaging 25 a game, but they're giving up 33. So I don't think Ashbrook's having a problem tonight. I think they'll win this one 49-21 over Kramer.
Kramer is 1-4. Ashbrook is 5-1. Ashbrook is favored by 41. They're going to take out some frustration on their county rival there in Stuart Kramer, and I've got them winning tonight. Ashbrook 44-14 over Kramer.
All right, going to skip one for just a second because it made my clicking easier. North Gaston at Crest tonight. Last year, Crest 36-0 over North Gaston.
So North Gaston comes in averaging 20 a game, giving up 12 points per game. Crest comes in averaging 28, giving up 20. The Chargers are led by running back Aiden Carson, quarterback Turner McSwain, and wide receiver Mike Edwards. This is a nice, I think, 1-2-3 punch that the Chargers have. And normally, Dennis, you see the better teams have those three elements to go through: the running back, a good running back, good quarterback, and a good receiver.
Yep.
Even though that loss last week to Crest, I think they'll be fine, and they'll get back on the win side this week in a big way. Again, mentioned Carson Greer. I think he's playing tonight. He's their kicker. He's back tonight. Crest 49, North Gaston, I'm going to give him 20.
Well, North Gaston is coached by the former defensive coach at Crest and Kings Mountain. Their record is 2-3. Crest is 4-1. We know about that game last week. Crest is favored by 44 tonight. And I don't think they're going to have any mercy on Coach Wilson there. So I think Crest is going to get back on the track tonight. Crest 52 and North Gaston 14.
Yeah, he was Coach Lloyd's defensive coordinator at Kings Mountain, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the Crest and North Gaston score.
East Rutherford at Hendersonville.
All right. East Rutherford. Let me get my paper here. East Rutherford, they're coming in averaging 43 games. They're giving up 27 points per game. They have a quarterback in Landon Flynn. He's thrown for just over 1,000 yards this season. Running back Carlin McIntyre, who's rushed for 759 yards. So a nice balance there attack from Coach Russ and the Cavaliers. Hendersonville comes in averaging 22, giving up 21. Again, it's another game. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out, seeing all that's happened up in that Hendersonville area. But I like East Rutherford on the road to win this one 35-21.
East Rutherford is 2-3. Hendersonville is 3-2. East is favored by 17, Shannon. So I'm going with East Rutherford in a win tonight. And I think Coach Russ is going to have his team getting ready towards the playoffs. And I think he's going to score 34 tonight. And I think the Wildcats from Hendersonville are going to have 14.
All right, next matchup tonight on KTCBroadcasting.com. And real quick, that Crest game will be on WHS 21.5 FM night. Shelby has the night off. Burns at Thomas Jefferson live video tonight up there. Shannon, what you got in this one? Griffons pull off a miracle tonight?
In what? In football? No.
Yeah.
No. Again, friends of mine, Terry Grayson and Cody Dorsey are both listening right now, and they're hyped up for this game. But this is, I think, going to be another 70-0 type game. Burns they're averaging 35, giving up 16. The Bulldogs are led by quarterback Marshall McGowan, running back Xavion Wilson, who I think he got East-West game. Maybe he got some kind of award or something. I think he's going to be in that game this year. Elijah Goodson, another player from Burns, and Max Davis for the Bulldogs. Thomas Jefferson comes in averaging 20 a game. They're giving up 34. I did see Thomas Jefferson play I've seen him play this year. Burns is going to have way too much. I'm not going to say 70, but I will say 63-0 Burns with the victory.
Well, Tom Sinofani will do a good job if he doesn't go to sleep tonight broadcasting this game. Burns is 4-2. Thomas Jefferson is 2-5. And Burns is favored by 54, Shannon. So your numbers are getting pretty close there. I'm going to favor the Burns Bulldogs tonight, and I'm going to go ahead and predict 70 points for the Burns Bulldogs. Keep Tom awake, counting all those touchdowns, and Thomas Jefferson, 6.
All right, last year, Cherville and Highland Tech battled it out, and the winner was Cherville 46-0. This year, though, Shannon, what you got on? Can the Rambling Wreck get their big win, conference win tonight?
So Cherryville is coming in. They're averaging 6 points per game. They're giving up over 40. Highland Tech comes in averaging 19, giving up over 30. Last week, I know they played Shelby. Highland Tech did. I saw that game. Wasn't too impressed. Maybe it's because, again, it looked like they weren't trying to do anything. They were trying to hide their hand, if you will, Dennis. They weren't going to give away their secrets. Highland did. They just ran the fullback dive, ran a lot up in the wishbone, it looked like, or run a counter. It was a very mundane, just a game, and Shelby pretty much had their way with them. But anyway, again, I don't know what they were trying to do, but in this game, I think Highland Tech will come out on top because they had some pretty good looking athletes out there, but it was still, you really can tell what they were doing. I think anyway tonight, 35-20 over the Ironman.
Well, Highland Tech has a record of 3-3. Cherryville has a record of 1-5. I understand there's some players from Cherryville who may not be on the team anymore, so I don't know how that's going to affect them. Cherryville is actually favored by 8 in this game, but not by me. I'm going with Highland Tech tonight.
Uh-oh.
I'm going with Highland Tech, and I'm going with 21 for Highland Tech and 18 for Cherryville.
The Rambling Wreck gets picked tonight by Dennis. We've got our next game now. That game will be on 1590 AM. If you're listening on 92.9 FM, you'll be hearing Highland Tech and Cherryville, 101.5 FM North Gaston and Crest. Burns and Jefferson on YouTube. And you can also listen to West Caldwell at Lincolnton on our LincolnCounty.com Game of the Week. Last season between these two teams, Lincoln won 49-13 in this matchup. Shannon, Dennis, what you on this one, Dennis?
West Caldwell is 0-5. Lincoln is 2-4. My prediction: Lincoln is supposed to win by 41. The Wolves are going to howl tonight, and they are going to be victorious over West Caldwell tonight. It's not going to be pretty unless you're a Lincoln Wolf fan, and I'm going to say that the score is going to come out: Lincoln 42, West Caldwell 6.
Well, Kevin, as you mentioned, Lincoln's 2-4. They are 2-1 in the conference. A win tonight moved to 3-1, and that they have a great shot at that. The Wolves' last 3 games are averaging 30 points a game while giving up just 16 a game. If your stats are like that, you're going to win every single time. The Woods are led by running back Traylon Bost. West Caldwell comes in. They're giving up over 40 points a game. I like Lincoln in this one. I'm going to say 35-6.
All right, boys. Well, that's our end of our predictions. So we're going to be sending out to the fields here shortly. I'll let you guys pretty much, talk about what you point out some other game, any interesting tidbits or games or anything going on.
We
in the
missed
state that
one
you guys
game.
Want to talk about
Kevin and Terry Reinhardt will not let us rest in peace if we don't predict the Newton Conover West Lincoln game.
Oh yeah, it is.
Newton Conover is 1-4. West Lincoln is 3-3. West Lincoln is favored by 16, Terry, so chill out. I'm picking West Lincoln to win tonight over Newton Conover by a score of 28-21.
Well, West Lincoln, right now they're sitting at 1-2 in conference play, and they're looking to pull back even tonight. The Rebels are averaging 25 a game, giving up 19. Quarterback Gideon Allen, running backs Gray Ponder and Jalen Winnix, they lead that Rebel offensive attack. Newton Conover comes in looking to move to 2-1 in conference play. The Red Devils are averaging 21 a game, giving up 38. So that's overall there on those stats. I think that your defense is going to be that main problem because West Lincoln, once they get on a roll, I know they struggled here the past few weeks, but once they get on a roll, they'll be hard to stop, especially with the running game. And I like them going over to Newton and winning tonight 35-10 over Newton Conover. Well, I think that's it.
Well, that's all our predictions for tonight. Shannon, any observations on anything that you want to add? We made some comments earlier about the picks for this week. We disagree with some of the, quote, experts who are picking. Like I said, the Shrine Bowl, the Bassani, the linebacker from North Lincoln, made it. We've got the guest running back from AC Reynolds that made it. Jamin Little, the running back from Hickory, that made it. Garrison Millsaps, the tight end from Alexander Central, made it. And Bradley Stober, the quarterback at Hickory, made it. They left out a lot of good players. There is a running back from Bunker Hill by the name of Jason Willis, who also made the Shrine Bowl as well.
Yeah, I think, with those are our local players from around, or players from around here locally. A lot of good players. They always get left off for whatever reason. Maybe they don't go to that combine. Maybe they just don't want to do it.
Let me tell you why they get left off.
Okay, here we go.
The situation is the coaches for the Shrine Bowl get to pick the teams. And you mentioned combines. Yes, that's important.
Right.
But this year's coaches are Scotland's Richard Bailey. He'll be assisted by Butch Carter from Alexander Central, Joe Glass from Hickory, Scott Loosemore from West Brunswick, Jeff Snuffer from Western Alamance, Bill Sokovia from Pine Forest, and Kennedy Tinsley from Mallard Creek. Coaches tend to pick either their own players or players that they're familiar with from their conference.
Right.
And because of that, a lot of good players don't get, their name called to go to the Shrine Bowl. And that's why North Carolina doesn't win the Shrine Bowl much anymore, while South Carolina has a much better list of players that face them. And my prediction is North Carolina will lose another one this year.
There you go. So anyway, that's it for the Witherspoon pregame show. Calvin, you want to take us out to the game?
I think we're ready. We'll be doing that in just a minute, right after this commercial break. WHS Shelby, North Carolina. And you've been listening to the Witherspoon Insurance pregame show. We got the Crest Chargers and the North Gaston Wildcats coming up. Ahoy, mateys! The shrimp boil is back at Pete's Fish Box in Cherryville, and it's available every day. And don't forget about Frog Leg Friday. People are hopping in for it. And try their perch and chicken tender specials each and every Saturday, along with big dinner plates. Walk up or drive through. Call 704-802-4015 for Pete's Fish Box. Again, 704-802-4015. Pete's Fish Box, 116 West 1st Street in Cherryville. Open 3 to 8 Wednesday through Friday. And sponsors of the Friday Night Football pregame meal for KTC Broadcasting. DoorDash is now available from Pete's Fish Box.
Before you buy insurance, call and compare at Witherspoon Insurance in Shelby, featuring names like Progressive, National General, and State Auto. They do it all. Auto, home, life, health, commercial, motorcycle, RVs, golf carts, and indemnity bonds with low down payments. Call 704-480-9595 or drop by their office at 125 North Lafayette Street in Shelby, right across from First Baptist Church. Serving Cleveland County since 1986. Online at WitherspoonInsurance.com.
Since 1968, Putnam Distributors in Patterson Springs has been serving this area with a full line of automotive products, including oils, transmission fluids, antifreeze, filters, chemicals, parts, and supplies for all types of automobiles and trucks, with many brands to choose from. They sell to individuals or wholesale. Just visit the walk-in counter. Putnam Distributors, 1626 Peterson Drive off Highway 180 south of Shelby. Call 704-487-9395 or visit the website